Welcome back, everyone, to Bay Sunday. The Bay Area Women's and Children's Center is a nonprofit organization in San Francisco's Tenderloin neighborhood that works with more than 600 families each month and has been doing so for several decades. In some cases, it's been a lifesaver for women, children, and families, and it is the organization's 30th anniversary this year. Here to talk about how they started, where they've been, and what's next, Office Manager Nancy Ong and Executive Director Midge Wilson. And thank you both for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Let's talk about the services that your organization offers.
Well, we have our center that we've had for 30 years is in the heart of the Tenderloin. It's at Leavenworth and Eddy. And that's drop-in. We have food, we have clothing, we do information with everything. Whatever women and families need, they come into the center.
You have what, drop-in services, job-related services, what, even a clothing closet?
We do.
Yeah, Nancy,
yeah.
what?
Food pantry.
A food pantry?
And scholarship fund that we offer as well.
And so people of the community, of the neighborhood, can just walk in
and
get the help or be directed to the help that they need.
Yes.
Most people, when they hear the Tenderloin in San Francisco, they think of a really rough neighborhood. But in truth, it is a very vibrant community. I mean, it has rough edges, but both of you lived there for quite some time.
Right.
Yeah.
I lived there for 19 years, raised my daughter there for a few years, and it's, you know, that's what makes news. It's the rough stuff that makes news, but it really is an amazing community. So diverse and so active, and it's a pretty wonderful community in many ways.
And Nancy, you also lived there. You worked at the center for, what, 27 years? And you started it 30 years ago? Wow.
Yeah.
How have you seen the neighborhood change and the population? People say, oh, there aren't kids in the Tenderloin. There are lots of kids.
Oh, no, there are plenty of them. Yeah, actually, a graduate student and myself did the initial survey, and that's how we found out there were close to 4,000 kids living in the Tenderloin. And so we started using that information. We started working on projects like bringing the playground into the neighborhood and the Tenderloin Elementary School into the playground.
Mitch, what motivated you to start all this 30 years ago?
I got out of graduate school. I graduated from grad school in Chicago, moved to San Francisco, and I was working in a building on the edge of the Tenderloin. And I used to spend my lunches walking around. And I saw that there were a lot of kids, more and more, it seemed, every month, and women, and there was literally nothing for them. There were one or two organizations, but nothing for women and children. So I wrote my first ever proposal, got our first grant, got a storefront at Leavenworth and Eddy, and took off from there. And it's interesting because what we decided to do is direct services, but also looked around at institutions, like the 2 playgrounds and civic center were our projects.
Well, even a school. You helped start an elementary school.
Yeah.
How many kids go to that school now?
Almost 400.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just can't even imagine that. Tell me, what is your ultimate goal when a family or a mother or children come into your organization? What's your ultimate goal?
It's to, well, for me, I think they should leave the office at least with a smile. Yeah, first of all, we have a lot of non-English speaking families that live in the neighborhood, and when they come in, I speak 5 languages. So when I'm able to translate for them and they can get what they need and they walk out happy, that makes me happy.
They got an answer and they got help.
Yeah.
What are you planning to do for your 30th anniversary?
Well, we're gonna spend the year celebrating what's happened, you know, for the thousands of people that have come through the center, and so many of them are still associated with the center in one way or another. And then we're going to do another survey. The first survey that we did that lasted 2 or 3 years ended up with our creating Tenderloin Community Elementary School and Family Center. Another one got the Tenderloin Children's Playground and Rec Center built. So we think if we keep listening to what the community needs, and not just the Tenderloin, but low-income children and families in the city, that leads us into where we go.
And we hope that when people do visit the Tenderloin, they see it in a different light thanks to your organization. Midge Wilson and Nancy Ong, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
And continued success serving San Francisco's families, women, and children. If you want to check out the Bay Area Women's and Children's Center, they're on Facebook, or you can check out the website at bayawcc.org. And stay tuned, because we're coming back with an author who's written about a subject we can all relate to, the everyday irritations in our life and how to laugh our way out of the misery. We'll be back.